On our wedding night, photos of my fiancée and her first love in bed spread throughout our circle of friends. When I confronted her, she looked dismissive. It was just a fling. You can understand that, right? Besides, you weren't my husband then. Later, after I posted wedding photos with the innocent school beauty from back then, she came to question me like a madwoman. I raised my ring finger. Why does it matter to you? You aren't my wife now. Selena's bed photos went viral on social media. In a king-size bed, she was sound asleep in sexy pajamas with faint blushes still lingering on her cheeks. My friends exploded with messages, tagging me relentlessly. Gabriel, isn't that your fiancé? The moment I received the news, I called her to confront her, but her tone was completely nonchalant. Who I'm with is none of your business. We aren't married yet, so stop bossing me around. Besides, I only agreed to marry you, not to love you. She hung up before I could respond. Shortly after, a friend sent me another photo. This time, it was a group photo of Selena and a man. Both were dressed in revealing clothes, with the man's arm wrapped around Selena's waist, his smile oozing pride. I recognized the man, Julian, Selena's college first love. I took off my engagement ring and messaged Selena, "The wedding's off. Do as you please." Putting down my phone, a bitter taste welled up in my heart. Selena and I were childhood friends growing up together. Our family's long-standing friends had arranged our marriage early on. I thought we were mutually in love and well-matched, a perfect union. But as we grew up, she changed boyfriends faster than clothes. At first I thought she was just young and not ready to be tied down by marriage. Because I loved her, I kept compromising. But a thought suddenly struck me. Why should I? What did she take me for? Shortly after sending the message, Selena called me via voice, her tone dripping with disdain and mockery. "Oh, is Gabriel actually angry? You say we're calling off the wedding just like that. What does your family agree?" Her patronizing attitude finally ignited the anger I bottled up. My words represent my parents. "Don't contact me again." Selena paused, seeming confused. "Are you crazy? You used to treat me and my ex-boyfriends to dinner." Before I could respond, Julian's laughter came from beside her. "Oh, your fiancé's mad. Tell him we're just playing house. Anyway, you'll marry him later. Why be so petty? Did they want to play in the bathroom or on the balcony? If they made a baby, would it call me dad?" Julian continued teasing. "Baby, aren't you going to calm him down? He looks really mad." His voice irritated me, and I was about to hang up when Selena said coldly, "No need. He's always like this. Ignore him." Her tone was so confident, as if she was certain of me. Before she added tenderly, "Honey, didn't you say you've never flown first class? I'll buy you the most expensive ticket for tomorrow's flight." After leaving home, I wandered the streets aimlessly. I bought several beers, sat by the harbor, and watched the sunset. My phone popped up with countless messages. Friends sending condolences after hearing about Selena. "Gabriel, where are you? Want to grab a drink with us? Don't worry, man. I checked that Julian is just a gigolo." I didn't reply, but seeing Selena's name made my chest tighten. Fortunately, the evening breeze off the river gradually calmed my restlessness. I don't know how much I drank, but as the sky darkened, the harbor lights came on. I cursed, throwing the can into the river. "Damn," I roared, tossing beer cans into the water one by one. But the depression in my heart didn't ease. "Hey young man, don't litter in the river." A cleaning auntie charged over with a broom. I scrambled to my feet and ran. Normally, I could shake her off easily, but drunk and unsteady, I was chased for 10 minutes. Finally escaping, I collapsed on the curb, gasping for air. I picked up the half-empty beer bottle only to have the light above me dim. A silvery voice rang out. I looked up. A woman stood before me in the lamplight. Our eyes met, and her pupils seemed to shimmer like water, leaving me speechless. It was Clara, the school beauty from college. What was she doing here? The riverside lights outlined her delicate features, her long hair dancing in the wind, carrying a faint scent of gardenias. She sniffed and smiled. "You've been drinking?" I coughed, tossed the beer can to the ground, and stomped it flat. "No, just picking up cans for fun." She watched me silently for a long time, then raised an eyebrow. "Right," I figured. The Gabriel of Gabriel group wouldn't get chased by an auntie for littering. Ugh, I stayed silent, the awkward air making each second feel like a year. "Oh, you're blushing. Still mad about the breakup? Guess you're not as tough as I thought." Clara reached out, her slender fingers pinching my cheek, a playful glint in her eye. Maybe it was the alcohol or a sudden whim. I grabbed her wrist and stared straight at her. "Clara, want to come to my place for a drink? My cat can do backflips." The moment the words left my mouth, I saw surprise flash in Clara's eyes. In adult terms, this invitation was clear. I instantly regretted my impulsiveness. She was the acknowledged goddess and first love of every man in our circle. How could she agree to such an absurd request? I must have been crazy to overstep like that. Just as I prepared to apologize, she bit her lip and whispered, "Okay." The next morning, I woke to my phone ringing. I looked down to see Clara lying beside me, her hand on my chest. What had happened last night? I clutched my hungover head, trying to recall, but only fragments came to mind. Bringing her home, pinning her against the door, kissing her slowly and passionately. She'd asked, "Aren't we supposed to drink first?" I think I replied, "You're my liquor. I'll toast to you first." The rest was a blur. The phone kept ringing. I squinted and answered. Selena's bossy voice barked, "Pick me up in half an hour. I'm going shopping." I jolted awake, glanced at Clara, and lowered my voice. "Your shopping has nothing to do with me. Stop calling." As I spoke, Clara frowned and let out a disgruntled moan, disturbed by the noise. Though brief, Selena heard it. "Gabriel, where are you? Is there a woman with you?" "None of your business," I cursed, hung up, and turned off my phone. Then I pulled Clara into my arms, kissed her forehead, and drifted back to sleep contentedly. I didn't wake until noon. When I opened my eyes again, the bed beside me was empty. I sat up and shook my head, recalling last night as if it had all been a spring dream. Only the dull ache in my lower back reminded me it was real. Stepping out of the bedroom, I saw Clara sitting in the living room. She'd thrown on one of my t-shirts, her long fair legs exposed. On a whim, I blurted out, "Did you bring your ID?" She turned to look at me, confusion furrowing her brow. I stepped closer, bent down, and wrapped her in my arms, inhaling the fresh scent of her hair. Clara's eyes widened slightly, her clear, beautiful irises shimmering with moisture. I whispered in her ear, "I'll take you to apply for a card later, the kind that lets you drink at my place for life." At that moment, I was perfectly sober, even able to hear my heart pounding wildly, more intensely than ever before. An hour later, I walked out of the Civil Affairs Bureau, holding Clara's hand in one hand and 2 red marriage books in the other. "It's done. Legally binding." Meeting my gaze, Clara smiled. "Getting tricked into this so easily, I almost feel unwilling. What about our wedding?" I couldn't help but laugh, pulling her head to my chest. "Don't worry, I'll make it up to you." In the following days, Clara and I picked out wedding rings, tried on wedding dresses, and discussed ceremony details with planners. We watched sunrises and sunsets together, talked under the stars. We were so in sync that we both wanted a prairie wedding without hesitation, immediately starting to plan the decor. Every day, she doodled on white paper, and a perfect wedding gradually took shape under her pen. But one day, I received an unexpected call. "Is this Gabriel? Your custom suit is ready. When can you pick it up?" I was confused. "Suit? What suit?" Clara and I had planned to order suits for the wedding, but hadn't done so yet. The caller paused, then explained, "Miss Selena came to the store a few days ago to order a suit for you. She left your number." I stole a glance at Clara, covered the phone, and stepped onto the balcony. "I know nothing about this. Please contact Miss Selena directly. Don't call again. Thank you." Hanging up, I frowned. What was Selena up to? When had I asked her to order a suit? Just then, Selena called. "Gabriel, what are you doing? Why haven't you contacted me in days?" Her tone turned impatient. "I ordered your suit. Remember to pick it up. We're having dinner with my parents this weekend to discuss the wedding date. I warn you, don't make that sour face again." I was speechless. "Miss Selena, I'm already married. I'll inform our parents. I don't want the suit. And please stop calling. I don't want my wife to misunderstand." Selena froze. Then a piercing shriek came through the phone. "Are you insane? Gabriel, where the hell did you get a wife? I know you're mad about Julian, but it was just a fling. Otherwise, how would I have freedom after marriage?" I could picture her face contorted with anger on the other end. "Can't you understand me?" I scoffed, but stayed silent. Spoiled since childhood, she'd grown up taking my family's and my own indulgence for granted, never caring about others' feelings, like the world revolved around her. A typical bossy socialite. "I'm giving you a chance. Come apologize right now." Or, I hung up before she finished. Clara walked over, drawing out the words, "Oh, was that your fiancé?" I smiled lightly, pulling her waist. "Fiancé, that was just Selena. You know how arranged marriages are, but don't worry, I'll explain to my parents. I'll take you home to meet them this weekend." Clara nodded thoughtfully, then smiled confidently. "Maybe your parents will be happier that you married me." That night, some buddies asked me to dinner. As soon as we met, one of them eyed me closely. "Gabriel, you seem different somehow." I smiled faintly, making no attempt to hide the wedding ring on my ring finger. "I got married." The guys were stunned. "No way. You actually married that woman, Selena?" "Man, condolences." The speaker looked pitying, his eyes full of sympathy. The others didn't look much better. After all, what Selena did was unforgivable for any man. I shook my head with a laugh. "Not her. My wife is Clara." "Oh good. Selena's just a ... The guys relaxed, not noticing anything amiss as they started complaining. 2 days ago, Julian had a birthday. She rented out the entire bar, popped bottles of Ace of Spades, and threw money in the air. People thought they were a couple. Another chimed in. "Exactly. Lucky you got out. Now you've married." "Wait, who did you say?" The guys froze, their skewers of meat forgotten as they turned to stare at me. I raised an eyebrow, pulling the marriage certificate from my pocket. "Yep, the school beauty, Clara." They looked at the certificate, at me, then at each other, almost in unison, bowing their heads. "Father, accept your son's respect." Their admiring stares made me gloat. Father-in-law, how did you win her over? Yeah, share your secrets. Does Clara have any single girlfriends? I'm available. Before I could grandstand, a car horn interrupted us. A red Ferrari pulled up and the window rolled down to reveal Julian sneering at us. In the passenger seat, Selena squinted, her face flushed and body twitching, sweat soaking her messy bangs. As the window dropped, a fishy odor wafted out. The men exchanged glances. No need to guess what had happened in the car. Seeing me, Julian's eyes turned more scornful. He chugged half a bottle of water before saying lazily, Selena, I told you your fiancé can't take it. He found us even in this remote spot. Selena's voice was lazy yet cold. Gabriel, he didn't break up. Why are you stalking me? Want to make up? Kneel and apologize first. Before I could respond, one of my buddies couldn't hold back. He kicked the sports car so hard it rocked. Julian, you can't afford a hotel room. Cheapskate. Julian's face fell, but my buddy pressed on. Plus, Gabriel's wife is Clara. Only trash like you would want a used shoe like Selena. Selena's eyes flared with anger. Shut up. Who the hell are you to bark at me? She ignored my friend and turned to me. Gabriel, at least make your lies convincing. Even if I gave you 100 guts, you'd never dare betray me. She leaned toward Julian to press the trunk button, and he smacked her ass. Selena shot him a coquettish glare, not bothering to hide it. I watched expressionlessly as this adulterous pair put on their show. Soon, the trunk popped open. Selena kissed Julian on the mouth, then ordered me, go get the suit from the trunk. I'm giving you a way out. Don't be ungrateful. I laughed at her arrogance. Selena, why would I lie to you? Do you even deserve that? She froze as I shook my head. Now I see missing out on some people is a blessing. Selena snapped, pointing at me. Gabriel, don't regret this. If you come crawling back, you'll be a dog. I waved her off impatiently. Fine, fine. Go back to whatever you were doing. You're an eyesore. My buddy snorted. Truly, A_ and her dog. Perfect for each other. Days later, another photo went viral. Selena and Julian touring a luxury condo showroom. As a recognizable figure, she was quickly snapped, and the story snowballed. I funded a trending topic. If she wanted to show off, I'd help her. This actually solved my problem of explaining things to Selena's family. Fueled by money, the story hit the top 10 trending list. Comments exploded. Isn't she engaged to Gabriel Group's heir? Rich people have wild lifestyles. Someone recognized Julian. That guy's a kept man. The sugar mama's buying him a condo. Talk about a flex. Ugh, I want to be a gigolo too. Rich aunties noticed me within an hour. My dad called, furious. What kind of trash did the Selena family raise? Break up with her now. Her father wants you to marry ASAP. He must be delusional. After a lengthy rant, he warned, don't disgrace me. Keep messing with her, and I'll disown you. My hot-tempered dad spoke too fast for me to interject. Just as I managed to say I was married, he hung up. Clara, who was working, must have seen the news. She posted our marriage certificate photo on social media. I was surprised, but an hour later, public opinion exploded. Wait, isn't that the Clara from Beijing's elite family? No wonder Gabriel didn't respond. He married a goddess. Reading comments like, give back our goddess and my youth is over. I realized my wife wasn't just a pretty face. I finally understood her earlier words. My parents would prefer her as a dog. An anonymous user then leaked Selena. She was a total player in school, changing partners daily. Such a heartbreaker. I turned off my phone and headed to the market. Buying a bit of everything since I didn't know Clara's preferences, I'd eat whatever she couldn't. Just as I got home, a buddy called, wailing, father-in-law, save me. Selena's dozen girlfriends caught me. The scene was too hot. I spilled everything. Forgive me. Before he finished, the phone was snatched. Selena's voice sneered, it's me, Gabriel. So, you're serious. Just then, the door opened, and Clara's stunning face appeared. Sunlight glowed on her fair, shapely legs. Sexy and alluring. Dazed, I ignored Selena's ranting and blurted, honey. Clara smiled brightly. I'm home, hubby. Selena went silent. After a beat, she burst into tears. Gabriel, why are you still with that _? Why aren't you comforting me? I didn't really plan to buy Julian a condo. I just wanted to make you jealous. Her sudden apology confused me. Wasn't this the freedom she wanted? Who was she performing for now? She sobbed. My friend said to ignore you for days and you'd come back. Please come back. I'll make Julian leave. I sighed, having no interest in drama. Stop calling. I don't want my wife to misunderstand. As I hung up, Clara grabbed the phone. Selena, remember me. Selena's tears stopped, replaced by curses. Clara, I remember you, you shameless home wrecker. Clara smiled calmly. Actually, I'm Mr. Gabriel's legal wife, and we're trying for a baby. That makes you the persistent mistress. Her tone turned icy. Bother my husband again, and I'll make your entire family regret it. Selena shrieked, liar. Where's Gabriel? Put him on. I pulled Clara's hand gently. Honey, forget her. Selena yelled. Gabriel, wait, I'm coming to find you. Clara hung up, then kissed me deeply. One moment, her tongue was tender and passionate. The next, she bit my lip. eyes dangerous. She remembers me, Gabriel. How could you forget me? The wind howled outside the window, and raindrops trickled down the glass, leaving thin, elongated watermarks. In the bathroom, I turned on the hot water. As steam filled the air, my mind wandered to the summer Clara had mentioned. It was a summer vacation during our school years. Selina had spent a fortune renting a hotel to meet Lucas, one of the 4 young masters of Beijing. As her childhood friend, I tagged along. In the hotel's open-air garden, Selina got into a fierce argument with another girl. They pushed each other, and Selina lost her balance, nearly falling into the lake. I grabbed her just in time, but she yanked the girl into the water instead. The 3 of us were alone. The girl struggled in the water. She couldn't swim. I was about to jump in when Selina pulled my shirt. "Don't go. Let's just tell someone later." By then, the girl might have drowned. I shook her off and dove in. She was unconscious from inhaling water. I performed first aid until she coughed up water and woke up. Just then, Selina burst into tears, shouting, "Gabriel, you bastard. You kissed her. Disgusting." Adults rushed over with a doctor. The girl tried to thank me, but I was busy comforting Selina. I forgot about it until years later. The girl I saved was now my wife. This wasn't a coincidence. I'll never forget when she walked toward me by the river. My heart raced instantly. A strange flutter, unlike anything with Selina. Maybe that's why I'd invited her over that night. When you think of someone, memories play in slow motion, frame by frame, over and over. After my shower, I wrapped a towel around me and stepped out. Clara wore a silk camisole, her wet hair draping over her shoulders. The hum of the hairdryer filled the room with a hormonal tension. "So, wifey, did you marry me because I saved your life?" I hugged her from behind, whispering in her ear. Clara turned off the dryer, her cheeks flushing. "You watch too many movies, Gabriel." I pressed, "Then why transfer from Beijing and choose my major?" Her ears turned red. She bit her lip, about to speak, when frantic knocking pounded the door louder and more urgent. Frowning, I yanked the door open. Selina stood there soaking wet, flanked by her friends. Panting, she peeked inside before looking at me earnestly. "Gabriel, I won't mess around anymore. Let's get back together." Her friends chimed in. "Yeah, Gabriel." Selina was just bored. She and Julian have no feelings. I rubbed my temples. Exhausted. "I'm married. How many times do I have to say it?" Clara stepped up, linking my arm without a word. Selina's eyes widened, fists trembling. "Then divorce her. I don't mind. I just want you." "But I do." I shrugged. Clara smiled faintly, releasing my arm to lean against the wall. "Go ahead, Miss Selina. If you can steal him, he's yours." Selina heard the sarcasm and raised her hand. "You?" I slammed the door shut, pulled Clara against it, and kissed her passionately. She moaned, breath hot. Outside, someone kicked the door, then silence. I pulled away. "The Prairie Hotel for our wedding is booked. When will you come home with me?" Instead of answering, she looked up. "Do you like me?" I nodded, kissing her forehead. "Like you. I adore you." The next day, after dropping Clara at work, I headed to my office. En route, Selina's mom called, saying Selina had caught a cold in the rain, had a 102-degree Fahrenheit fever, and refused to go to the hospital or take medicine. "Gabriel, I know you're angry, but for her health, please visit. Auntie, call an ambulance." Not me. I hung up and went to my office. Minutes later, Selina appeared at the company gate, leaning on the wall, feigning weakness. "Gabriel, I feel terrible." She swayed, as if about to collapse. Before I could speak, my buddy blocked me. "Stop it, you deserve better. Leave Gabriel alone." I moved him aside, sighing. "I've made it clear. What do you want?" Selina ignored me, alternating between frowns and deep breaths. "Clara had her eye on you all along. She should have studied in Beijing. Why come here?" I listened silently as she ranted. "She's been stalking you. Aren't you scared of her scheming?" "Wait, Clara had been following me?" My heart leaped. "That's my wife." Selina misread my smile, her eyes lighting up. "Let's reconcile. Gabriel, I had boundaries with those guys. They always wore protection." I grimaced. She staggered toward me. "Take me to the hospital, please." My buddy caught her before she fell. "Gabriel's married. You have no chance." Selina shoved him, glaring. "Gabriel, would you really not care if I died here?" I called her parents and asked someone to find Julian. Soon, both parties arrived at the gate. Selina's father forced an apologetic smile at me, then turned and started pummeling Julian. I watched the farce unfold without intervening. Selina's mother tugged at her. "Selina, stop embarrassing us. The Gabriel and Clara families are already allied. Offend them further and our family is done for." When Selina's father tired himself out, Julian limped over to Selina, wincing in pain. "Baby, don't be mad. Later, when no one's around, I'll come out to you." Selina nearly fainted with rage, pointing at him. Scram! Her father dragged her away, and she cast a lingering glance at me before leaving. My buddy shook his head. Whom she wasn't this affectionate with when she had someone else on top of her. I laughed, pulling out my phone. "Whatever, as long as she isn't moaning my name." My buddy flinched, goosebumps rising. "Gross, Gabriel." I waved my phone. "No kidding. I sent you the wedding invite. Come, travel and hotel covered. His eyes lit up. For real, father-in-law. After work, I got a photo from Selena. I wear this ring even in the shower. What about you? I didn't reply, just blocked her. Clara's car waited at the gate. She naturally linked my arm. Heard Selena caused trouble again. I raised an eyebrow. Yep, she said some girl had a crush on me. Clara stopped staring at me. So, you know, I noticed her eyes were slightly red. I slipped an arm around her waist, pulling her close. She buried her head in my chest without a word. Resting my chin on her head, I murmured, I'm lucky. Without you, I might never have known what true heartache feels like. Clara sighed in relief, hugging me tighter. The wedding approached. The day before we flew to the prairie, I had breakfast with my in-laws discussing company plans. When my phone rang, I apologized and hung up, but it rang again. On the balcony, my buddy yelled, Gabriel, check the news. Your ex is nuts. I clicked his link. In the video, Selena sat on a coastal cliff, legs dangling, a rock tied to one ankle. A crowd surrounded her, but no one dared approach. She sobbed to the cameras, Brother Gabriel, I'm sorry. With each word she shuffled closer to the edge. I was wrong, young, and reckless. If there's a next life, I won't be so willful as a lookout conglomerate. The Selena family's drama went viral. People cheered for true love, while others condemned me for standing by. Just as I tried to close the livestream, Selena's father called. We both stayed silent for a beat. He must have felt ashamed. I sighed. I know. I'll come, he exhaled. Thank you. When I arrived, Selena cried and hummed erratically by the sea. Each time SWAT tried to approach, she snarled like a cornered cat, edging further out. Her mother wept beside her. Seeing me, Selena smiled, standing with open arms. Brother Gabriel, hug. It was the same gesture from childhood. She'd toddle over for hugs. I walked up, knelt, and untied the rock from her ankle. I knew you'd come. Never planned to jump. She looked proud, reaching for a hug, but I pushed her back, wiggling my ring finger. I came for our family's sake. Talk from a distance. My wife gets jealous, her gaze fixed on my ring, eyes dimming. Is Clara really that great? Soon, Clara arrived. I told her everything. She asked to speak with Selena alone. As I stepped aside, I saw Julian, bruised and battered, standing nearby. He brightened, trotting over. Bro, help. She's suing me. I frowned. What happened? Julian stammered. I don't know. We hooked up. She enjoyed it. Can't sue me for a few grand. I'll pay her back. He wiped tears. We only did it a few times. She initiated. It's not my fault. Bro, convince her. I'll cow out to you. I massaged my temples. Just then, Clara returned, winking at me with Selena trailing behind. Selena looked calmer now. She opened her mouth but only walked away in silence. On the endless prairie, Clara and I walked down the aisle. The scene was romantic and solemn. My mother cried. My father trembled. After exchanging rings, Clara hugged me tearfully. I've waited years for this. Gabriel, I love you. She stepped back, stood on tiptoe, and pressed her red lips to mine, eyes fluttering shut. The crowd erupted in applause. The prairie wind carried a sweet scent. Our married life grew sweeter. Occasionally, my gossipy buddies shared snippets about Selena. Good or bad, I shrugged them off. Once, Clara nestled in my arms, pouting. You must have liked her once, right? I smiled. No matter the past, it's gone. Time is a war blasting us off course. When we regain our senses, we've drifted apart. Years later, thinking of past loves, those we once clung to desperately. Even the unforgettable ones fade in memory, carried away by